Okay, so what does the future of employee experience mean for you? If you look at it as where we are, I mean, both in your organization and as a country, I mean, what does the future of employee experience mean to you as a person?
So I think for me I think I believe that we are moving, and my leadership, and it's really to conscientize people that we operated in a male energy for so long, right? Where it's about deliverable, a drive and burnout, and the generation of today, whether it's I'm not going to take it, right? It's not what they want. I think the generation of today they're connecting more with who they are. They're connecting more with their soul, irrespective of whether they're girls or boys or males and females, essence of who they are. And we are moving to an area where we have to liberate them to be themselves, right? To find the space where they can really, and when we are able to do that and realize that they're not the type of people that are going to respond to authority the way we responded to authority. It's not going to work with them, right? It's the type of people that are looking for create an agile team project approach work. And that's what we're trying to do where I'm working. It's an agile approach, sprint team type of people, where people are boundaryless across function. It's no longer silos and borders. It's what can I learn that I can quickly bend space and time so that I can be able to do other things with the knowledge that, and the reality of the matter is that people are no longer, experience is important, but people are no longer have to spend 5 years learning because information is available. And those who are quick and smart are able to bend space and time and do things that will have taken me 10 years to do, right? So if we can able to think of that possibility, or the world of that possibility, we're realizing that, it's an amazing, right now where I am, the space we are in, it's actually even challenging me to say we're in a brand that actually used to be admired by the very old generation, but we now need to appeal to the young. And how do we become relevant in the culture? We can only become relevant when we're creating an experience in our organization that allows the young people to really say, this is what we're thinking our brand needs to be at. And we really have to be open to their ideas. To be open to be mentored by young people, because they are in the culture, they are in there. So the reverse mentoring is going to be play a very big part. But what the kids need from us, it's what we've got, right? It's the wisdom of the age, right? We can impart on them the wisdom of the age, but they can impart on us the ability to flex, the ability to be agile, the ability to think quick, the ability to have an open mind. And I think that's what it is. I think it's about be open-minded, be young at heart, be, embrace diversity, especially the new generation that's coming up, right? We at work, we're championing now what we're calling a woman leadership or a woman intervention. And I was challenging the young people, even who are in that forum, to say, we can't even call it a women forum, right? Because we're at the era where people they don't define themselves in gender, right? Yes. So what are you going to call them and they? Yes. When you still want to develop them, right? So how do we form an umbrella, development agenda that does not say we want to have more female, but that says, yes, we want to empower people who define themselves as female, because we see that there are limitations to those people, right? So it's a different way of thinking that we really need to step out of the old and realize that in 2025, 50% of the workforce will be millennium, if not 60 or 70.
Yeah.
So the way of patriarchy, hierarchy, it's not working. It's a boundaryless situation. My people who report to me needs to be able to speak to my boss, needs to work on project with my boss without me feeling very threatened, right? Because they've got the abilities that I probably do not have, and that it's about moving the agenda forward. We are now entering the realm of what's the bigger picture? How do we all achieve it, right?
Absolutely. So, I mean, what you've said so many things there, which I actually had to write down. But I mean, I love that. I think so. What you're saying is really for you, the future is it's really creating this space of continuous learning with no boundaries, with mentorship happening across age and gender and identity, and saying that we all bring our unique layers and intersections, bring such a unique ability set to our company. It's about embracing that and seeing that as a whole skill that we can use to move everything forward. Is that right?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
I love that. I mean, forever a student is something I believe in a lot. So I think that's fantastic. And what would you say that you've learned from your own journey that is most important for building employee experiences?
I think I've learned that my voice matters, right? My voice matters. My aspiration matters. I've learned that if it feels wrong, it is definitely wrong. I've learned that playing small doesn't open doors for you, doesn't um, um, doesn't make you, or playing small or trying to be a good person or playing or wanting people to like you. It's not the future, right? I think the future is it's leading yourself, your life with a purpose and getting people to connect to that bigger purpose. And I've learned that I shouldn't be so driven to climb the corporate ladder, but I should lead my life with purpose and what I resonate and what I connect with. And it's that will push me forward and open doors that I will never dream of. So I've learned that you've got to connect with yourself, connect with who you are. And when you bring that authentic self to work, it's an amazing experience for everybody that's around you because you allow them to be themselves, right? That's what I've learned.
That's amazing. I love that. And if you had to suggest to people that are moving up in the space about how to position themselves in the employee experience space, I mean, you've said like, be bold, live with purpose, be true to yourself. I mean, how would you suggest that they position themselves in this space?
So I think for me it's I think when I get into any environment, I like to read and understand who is my audience. I like to understand what's the demographic that I'm dealing with. I like to understand the purpose of the organization that I join. And I've always, I think I've been in places where I don't connect from a soul level with an organization, and I don't really do the best. I think for me, it's when you find yourself in it's important that you become very authentic when you come in. It's very important that you become a lifelong learner and open yourself up to learning. I think it's very important to say, a wise mentor of mine once said to myself, if you want to see how you're treating people that are around you, people that work with you, look at how you're treating your child, look at how you're treating your wife, look at how you're treating your husband. And I think there's a lot of that needs to happen, because if you want to go into this space, it's really about unleashing potential by liberating people. Every time I think of that, I almost feel like birds flying, right? And employee experience is about allowing people to fly and be the best so that all of us can benefit, right? So if you are not the type of person that is hierarchical, that cannot operate in a boundaryless situation in this future that you're going to, I think you're going to struggle a lot. I think there's a lot of introspection that you need to say, who am I as a leader? How do I show up in my leadership at home? And am I conscious enough to realize that leadership that I have at home, it's actually permeates every aspect of my life? And how do I develop myself? Because I'm a big believer in self-development, right? Self-development is so critical to shift you forward. So in this era that you are in, it's an era that really requires leader to also self-develop, right? So that they can be able to basically bring people along with them. So this space of employee experience for me, I think it requires more of us as a leader to introspect, to give space, to nurture, we almost have garden. In my mind, the people that work with me, it's like flowers in the garden. My role is to remove the things so that the flowers can blossom on their own without me really interfering in the process, right? That's how I see it. So it's a leadership that's able to stand back and say, I don't have to win the glory, but my glory is through others really, doing the great things, because I will have nurtured, I will have shaped, I will have, groomed, and I think I will have challenged. So my style of leadership personally is I always challenge the thinking, right? I challenge the thinking. And I like the people that I work with, that after they're connected with me, they can move away and say, yeah, I've just had an aha moment. I'm smart, but I've just had an aha moment. So it's a leadership that's really, the young people are calling for us to nurture them, but not in a way that tells them what to do, but in a way that just removes the thorns so that they can grow, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm having aha moments as you're talking and I'm writing it all down.
Yeah, so that's how I see it, yeah.